Earth Walker.
Hey, what's up?
The Reform Party, I know you're going to be glad to hear this, has been under a lot of heat recently.
Oh, they are.
Fire!
They are under a lot of heat.
Fire! Something about some millions being invested in them and money.
Nigel's 5 million.
Yeah.
And then Stuart Pryor and his leaked online messages of racist stuff.
Oh
There's a lot
what
of
did he say? What did he say?
I feel noted it down. I think he said, Stuart Pryor, he said something like, he said that black people had smaller brains. So black people have smaller brains. It's called them all. That's obviously racist.
This guy's crazy.
He said that white people are the master race. Okay. So white supremacy right there. And there was the reports about the Punjabi and Sikh women, they were being sexually abused and raped. You know, he basically celebrated that. Basically saying it's what you get, it's what you deserve, it's that kind of thing. And it was on the news online, so you can see that for yourself. So there's a lot going on with reform that's just so bad, bad. But what they do this time?
Well, they've actually said something that a lot of people are agreeing with. Oh, right. And Liberal and the Labour and Conservative Party, they give these guys so much opportunity to disrespect them. Watch this video here, Earthwalker. Let's switch the screen quickly and have a listen to what this Reform MP has to say.
Lee Anderson.
Anderson.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The reason I'm here in this chamber tonight speaking on HMOs is because I've been contacted by hundreds of families in Ashfield over the past 6 years to raise their serious concerns about the impact HMOs are having on my community. Anybody can set up an HMO overnight, no qualifications, no training, no checks. All they need is a few £1,000s in the bank, get a mortgage, go and buy a cheap house somewhere in the Midlands or in the North or in places like Ashfield, buy up a cheap terraced house, turn it into an HMO.
Man's disrespecting the Midlands. Go and buy a cheap house somewhere in the Midlands. People who live in Midlands don't think the houses are cheap, mate. Right? So you're disrespecting the Midlands without even realising it. Let's continue to listen.
I would say I hope he gets to the point.
Yeah.
I know he's got his minutes, but get on with it.
Yeah, it's kind of boring me a bit. Let me drink my tea while I'm waiting.
But this leads to thousands of unscrupulous investors who live hundreds of miles away from places like Ashfield, buying up properties and filling them with people, quite frankly, that I don't want living in my community. Big druggies, criminals, wrong-uns, living sometimes 6 at a time in one small house on streets that were once considered a good place to live. And the decent folk who can afford to leave these streets are leaving in their droves. And I know the Labour front bench and the backbench MPs bang on about emptying the hotels full of illegal migrants. And nobody wants a hotel full of illegal migrants in there.
I will say one thing quickly. The whole thing we talked about people from miles and miles away buying up properties and stuff, we 100% know that's true. We know that people from China, Russia, heck, even that lady in Nigeria, they only buying these places and stuff, and then it's reserved for them and their purposes. And we already got there's essentially a housing crisis situation going on in the UK, and yet places are being reserved by rich overseers, and then it's then the places that are being built, they're not affordable as they claim they are, and it's and then you got the big open border of immigration coming in, and they're getting
and it goes on and on. It's a cycle of sin.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. Thanks, Earthwalker.
Nobody wants young fighting age males, 400 of them sometimes, from backward cultures that treat our women as second-class citizens. We don't want them roaming our streets.
Like Afghanistan.
But the hotels are now being emptied. And where are these young men going to go? I'll tell you where they're going to go. They're going to go into a HMO on a street near people in this chamber, near my family, near my friends, near my neighbours. And we've had enough of this. We've got enough of our own homegrown nuisances in this country without importing even more to live in HMOs. Now, I've seen in Ashfield where, because of the HMOs being filled with young men, some young girls are frightened to walk the same streets. They've even changed their route to school. This is unacceptable. This is not right in 2026 that young girls, young British girls are having to change the way they walk to school. It's not fair on our citizens.
Is that really happening?
I mean, I personally, since I'm not there, I don't personally seen it, but then you've seen the news of, I mean, I've seen multiple news, like over the time where it's always some illegal immigrant or an immigrant, and so, and it's always, the same religion, it's a Muslim guy. And they've been caught, either stopped trying to sexually assault somebody, have been caught sexually assaulting somebody, arrested for it, with one of them even straight up saying he didn't know that the sexual assault is wrong here. Straight up saying that from where he comes from, and it's like Pakistan, it's Afghanistan. And then when you look at what, I know some people don't like him, but a lot of people do, what Tommy Robinson has been following, investigating, and then you've got Rutherford, or whatever that place is,
Tommy Robinson,
where there was a lot of Pakistani grooming gangs and stuff. So are these young British girls being targeted? Yes, they are. For a fact that I would say yes, they are. And he says to see them as second-class citizens. Again, when you look at the hadiths and Islam and stuff, you know that is the case. I mean, they're allowed to beat their wives over if they feel there's rebellion, as the hadith says. If you feel there's rebellion, the beating is allowed, also with the separation of the bed and that kind of stuff. So
there's a situation regarding that. But then what it does is it just brings out these guys who've got different narratives. You know what I'm saying? But they use that as an excuse to attack a nation. You understand what I'm saying? Or a set of people. I don't know. I'm just watching now and listening, because the Reform Party, as you said, can be very dodgy.
Oh, make no mistake.
Yes.
Most of these guys, I'll say Reform. Yeah. Most of the guys, I'll say 100%. They don't like people who aren't even English.
Yes.
Forget British. I will like. That's from what I've seen, and that's what the impression they've definitely given me. Yes. Like if they had their way, it'd be low key like BNP. Everybody that's not English, go back to where you came from, like kind of.
But I was born here, but you're black. Bye bye.
But it's like, but what they're saying, he's saying here from the reports is like factual. Those are right, but they wanted to get them all out, everybody out. So it's like. It's ammunition, like you said, for what they want. But this is true, the whole enrichment. But get on with it, you. Come on.
Let's continue listening.
The illegal migrants I talk about have been dispersed amongst our communities in HMOs. As I said before, mostly young men from backward cultures. Some have medieval views towards our women and girls. Yet women and girls tell me they are more afraid now to walk our streets than they've ever been. Nobody deserves this. And to make matters even worse, this government, and the previous government, to be fair, have allowed Serco to hoover up HMOs on 7-year deals and fill them full of illegal migrants, which has meant it is even now more difficult for British people to find accommodation. And this has also led to a huge increase in rents in places like Ashfield.
True.
Yes.
The increase in HMOs in places like Ashfield has meant that Ashfield born and bred people are becoming homeless in our own town. Wow. This is an absolute disgrace. Normal, hard-working people in Ashfield are being made homeless by companies and landlords seeking more profit as their homes are converted into HMOs. In Ashfield, there are supposedly 110 asylum seekers living in this sort of accommodation at the taxpayers' expense. And it is shameful that we've had nurses kicked out of the HMOs, nurses that work at my local hospital, the same hospital where I was born, kicked out of their HMOs because Serco has taken over the contract and they've been replaced by illegal migrants. We're supposed to be here in this place to make people's lives better, but we're making it worse. And my last ask, Madam Deputy Speaker, for the Minister is to stop placing illegal migrants in HMOs, detain and deport for the sake of our young women and girls. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
This guy is so boring.
I was literally thinking that, oh my God.
I'd rather watch paint dry. he's just so dry. What did he say? You know, I know he's making a good point, because yes, I've got family members that they're not being housed. And I know you might got friends and family as well that might have felt, you know what I mean, it's got a bit of stick as well.
No, 100%.
And problems trying to get in. But this guy, he doesn't really explain himself with any life.
Yeah.
And that's why the House of Commons is so empty. He's in there with like the cleaner and the security guard. No one heard him.
Like,
I'm afraid to say.
If this wasn't important information, I would have clicked off and left a long time ago. I'd rather play Halo. I'd rather play Call of Duty. I'd rather go to the park.
Yes.
This Anderson guy, you suck. You're incredibly boring. But what he said was important.
Yes.
So let's go over that.
Yes.
But yes, that is it is true. I mean, I've seen it. Like I said about relatives and people who are not getting housed and stuff. I had a relative that had to they was delaying and say, we ain't got places. You have to wait. You got to be patient. Took so long, they got fed up and they took this place that was like far away. It's not outside of like the big area, but it's like far away.
Yes.
So it's like away from like supports and family and others. They're away from me. So to get there, it's like for me, if I take the normal route, it's like an hour and 30 minutes to get there. When before it would have been like, I mean, if they were where they were before, they'd have been like 5 minutes walk from me. But then they're building up so many new buildings like, in my area. I'm like, how you gonna say there's no homes? How you gonna say there's no room? How you gonna say there's no that? And then once it got built up, guess who I see coming out of those buildings and stuff?
Who?
I see Muslim women. There's this one Muslim lady came out. You know, I said good morning. It seemed like she didn't even know English. Like, so you see it yourself. Citizens, British citizens, law-abiding ones. Are being like moved out of trying to get everybody out of places, like even the UK, they're trying to get people out of London and stuff like that. And then who's coming in? It's like you said, it's the immigrants. It's Muslims, it's Afghanistans, it's Pakistans, it's Somalis, it's all kinds of stuff.
And people, it gives the racists a chance to push their narrative.
Yes,
it gives them a chance to say all sorts of stuff. Because I'm not saying, I don't know if Tommy Robson's a racist or not. But trust me, all of a sudden now he's a Christian. All of a sudden now he's got gospel choirs and all these things. Tommy, you need to come on Christian View Shared and explain yourself. You know what I mean? I don't want to doubt nobody, but it gives these people, you know, it's like they start to get, they do all sorts of stuff to try and like, you know what I mean, let people, you know, bring people to make people follow them. You know what I mean? But it's not really about the immigration. It's about if you're not British or if you're not English.
Because because that's the broader thing as well. These things are happening. And if you studied like Islam's history, like I have and that stuff, this is one of the ways how they move in a more peaceful way. It's numbers. It's a numbers game for them. When Muhammad was a minority, right? It was all peace and you know, let's love each other, let's have a hug and all that kind of stuff. When the numbers became more even, it was you know, you don't trouble us, we don't trouble you. You do your thing, we do our thing. And then when they had a majority, it's all right, you're not under our foot. That's how it was in history. It's numbers. And then when you see a bunch of people who, and you see, like you said, from their culture, from their beliefs and their behaviors, it is mistreatment of people. They are targeting young girls. There is abuse. And then when you look at the crimes, it's always like from the same religion and stuff. So you want to speak against it, especially if you see it growing in numbers and like coming over. But if you speak against it, then people say, "Oh, wait a minute, you're racist." So then so now you have to speak against it if you want to say something for your country. But then, like you said, malicious people can jump on board with your movement.
That is it.
I just don't want these brown people in here or whatever it is. I'm just gonna join and say, this is not British. Our Christian has always been a culture, but they were the same atheists mocking Christianity and telling police to get the Christian street evangelists off the streets. Now you're talking about Christian is British. It's like, you weren't saying that 10 years ago. You told street preachers to shut up. So I know a bunch of atheists and racist scum have jumped on these movements, and then there's honest people in there who don't like what's happening in their country. We can't get places. But Muna is now moved in there.
It's crazy. And what you said as well is true. Like what they'll do, that like the Muslims will come and then they'll like it's like you say, shown in history that they'll be the minority, and they'll be like peace and love, and then they come be the same, say peace and love, and then as soon as they get to more people
and the advantage
on the advantage, you're under their feet. It's the same thing that's going to happen with these reform guys. They're going to say to us as black British, black Indians, black Africans, oh, you're British, so you're okay and okay. But as soon as if they find themselves in the minority, they're going to come and say, oh, by the way, you lot got to go now as well. You lot can't stay here.
On to the next target.
On to the next target. So we have to pray about these things.
We do.
That's why we call Christian View Shade. And I'm not going to make Earthwalker say no more, because I've got another video what I'm going to introduce him to, which is similar to this, where I know that Earthwalker has a lot to say.
Okay.
Because these topics really riles him up.
It's
That's
important.
why he wears his sunglasses, because I'm telling you, if you see his eyes, he'll be like, "Ugh," going mad and shaking with rage. This is a true man of God, and he doesn't like nonsense. So
I'm calm, I can assure you.
yeah, when he's calm down. Yes, he's calm. He's definitely a calm one. But people, put your comments in the comment section. Let's the prayers, as we always say. I hope
Tell us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
I said that so wrong.
Yeah.
What I say? Tell us know what you think.
Yeah. But I, listen, if you don't understand what he said, put it in the comment section. But I know what he said. What he's saying is, tell us know what you think. And if you don't understand that, well, I'm sorry for you. You're going to need prayers.
That's
as
a
well.
you problem. That's a you problem. It's not us.
That's right. God bless you all. Listen, and we know you're watching, man. So stop pretending you're not.
Oh, we see you.
God bless you. Have a good day.